Welcome to the Football Show on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Peter Martin, Alan Ruff, Alec Ray and Tam McManus are with me here in the studio. Delighted you could join us across our YouTube, Facebook and Twitter platforms to enjoy the Football Show, and courtesy of our main sponsor, Cameron Commercials. You are going to be with us for the full season, enjoying all the benefits of some of our sponsors right across our premium service as well. If you get onto the premium, hit subscribe, then you've got some really good benefits coming your way. But don't forget, Cameron Commercials, click on the link, new and quality used commercial vehicles, and if you're looking for a van, Sean's your man apparently, Tam. We might be looking to Sean to get us a van to travel right across America, because Tam's worked out, Ruffy, from the draw from Friday. He's worked out that we can go to Boston, get digs in Boston.
See the first two games.
And then we get an SUV or a van from
Sean?
From Sean from Cameron Commercials, and then we hold it 20 hours across America to Miami.
Be a road trip.
That would be a great trip when you think about it. Listen to Tam for 20 hours.
It would.
Oh, my gags.
If it wasn't for the fact that after 13 years I know him inside out, and we would be leaving him in the desert because he would annoy the life out of you.
Oh man.
We split it up. You'd go. They 11 10 hours, get a cheap motel.
7 hours a piece.
Yeah.
You'd do it and then get down the next day.
That's doable.
That's doable.
It is.
It's cheaper than getting flights.
Having gone down the west coast, which is a good 6 or 7 hours of enjoyment, all the way down some of the great places, San Francisco, San Diego, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, 20 hours is a real push though, especially with him, just
slabbing and all that.
Exactly. So it would be difficult. Just out of curiosity, Ruffy, what's your immediate reaction to it all? Because obviously Friday, then Saturday, we found out where Scotland would be. I think the real feeling now is just everybody excited, booking up. I mean, I saw somebody on social media saying it's a disgrace. Something like the equivalent of a Premier Inn for 8 days in Boston was £4,000.
Yeah, I can believe it. I thought it was a good idea with the boy. The boy was in the he booked 22 hotels. Just didn't know where we were going to be. So, and then when he found out where we are, he cancelled the rest.
Genius.
Yeah,
It's a bit sharp.
that is. But do you know what that is? That's a guy who's got a lot of time. He's not going out.
No, he's not got a girlfriend. No.
No fives. There's no tennis. There's nothing. Hasn't got any mates.
It's gone in his Jack Jones.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, it's going to be great, isn't it? I mean, 3 fantastic games. Ali, what did you make of it all?
No, listen, when Brazil came out, I was like, think about the Tartan Army. It's been a long 27 years, and there's something magical about Brazil, isn't there? Even growing up as a kid and all that beautiful top, and then obviously Morocco. I'll be honest with you, I didn't realise they were so high up in the rankings, 11th. Obviously, your mate Egeman is flying over in France. So
they're the first African country to get to the semi-finals.
Absolutely, was it the last time round, wasn't it? Yeah, so they're obviously doing something right, obviously, over there, developing as well. And a bit another tough game in Haiti, then I'm not quite sure what they'll bring to the table, but I just think it's a spectacle for everyone going over there, and even us watching, because we got the times on the Saturday. It's one of them's through the night, one's early, or 2 of them early in the morning. So whatever it is we will be all following them regardless. Usually be in a camper van or some sorts. Imagine sharing a bed with Tam.
Yeah, absolutely. That's if we get through customs. So all sorts of problems to look forward to. But certainly, I mean, it's going to be magnificent. We've called on every person we know to do us a turn.
Yes, I'm trying to get his digs in Boston, and if I can get his digs and you can sort the flights, then I think we're going.
You know the person, or you just?
Yes,
like
no, I'm a big John Murphy. He watches the show, avid follower of the show. He was my coach at Colorado Rapids, so he's now in Atlanta, which I was wanting us to go to Atlanta because it would have been better. But he's from Boston, and he's going to try and get his digs.
Is he going to get us a house?
He's going to try and get his digs somewhere.
Do you hear that, by the way?
He's going to try and get us a bed. I'm not saying a house, but he gets a bed.
That's great, brilliant. Bed's a start.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's what's on offer for us. We're all trying every contact we have. I'm not too sure about Miami. It would have been really good, maybe a few years ago when I had, cousins who had a villa there.
Really?
Fantastic.
Just plenty of money for Miami, by the way.
Really?
Oh, aye.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it was magnificent. But it's just it's going to be difficult, but we're going to pull out every stroke.
We're going to try, aye, we'll try.
The flights are not a problem.
Right, okay. Just need to get his digs.
We just need
Certainly a problem.
Get his digs.
What are we going with, like propellers and that? We never
Flights that's okay. You can handle the flights.
You can go. We'll probably be going via Timbuktu.
And I'm ready to put the
Nine
call
connection
into
flights.
the press passes and everything, so it's going to be interesting.
I think your definite best option is getting there, getting digs, and then hiring a car and driving.
Yeah.
Aye.
20 hours, okay. For anybody who watches in America, could you please, obviously, give us your thoughts on that? But I have to say, and I'm going to read one out here from Jambo, who's got to be so many happy Jambos after what happened at the weekend. But he did mention one thing, which was the downside of it all, is the whole build-up to it was nauseating.
I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't watch any. I had other plans, and I'm thankful of it because I heard it was a shambles.
Yeah, I mean, the chat in between, it was cheesy. Do you know what it was reminding me of, Ruffy? It reminded me of Eurovision. It was as cheese. It was like a cheese.
I think at the moment when whatever his name is said he wanted a selfie, and the three of them are getting a selfie on the stage with Trump, and
yeah.
it was just
Steady. Don't be critical of anybody who's getting.
No, I'm just saying, not him.
The finest presidents of his generation.
I'm just saying the actual getting a selfie on and the wee guy. Who was the wee guy? He cracked about 5 jokes.
Kevin Hart.
Did anybody laugh at any of his jokes? Did he make any jokes?
Calm down. I've seen you in an after dinner night when the first three gags died in their back end.
And why did why when everybody came onto the stage made him look weird?
Yeah.
No, the best one was not North Macadamia.
Yeah,
the one Macedonia. Oh my God, I nearly Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
I nearly fell off the bed, man. I was howling.
Also, you watched it in
North
bed.
Macadamia.
Okay. Right, so we'll crack on. Apart from all the main stuff we're going to talk about from the football at the weekend, don't forget that we're delighted that our official charity partner is Maggie's Cancer Care. And throughout the whole season, we'll be giving you the option of, obviously, if you know anybody who's affected, friends or family, with cancer, then all you have to do is go to www.maggies.org and you'll get all the details. And we'll be making donations throughout the season to our charity. And right behind you, Tam, I don't know if you can reach it, by the way, but can you reach it? Can you get? Yeah, well done, son. So it's not bad, is it? You happy with it?
Oh, it's magnificent.
So that's Gio Thompson has supplied this for us. And if you go onto our Facebook and across our social media and YouTube, all you have to do is get in the prize draw and you could be winning this fantastic painting. It's a one-off painting.
Brilliant. Great to see Gio next week or not?
Yeah, here we go. And by the way, I had a look at the painting he's done of you.
Aye.
So
I'm ready to see him next week.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be up there in your living room because you're that vain. Anyway, so get on to the Facebook. It's there right now, and we'll get it on YouTube and everything. The headlines, of course, from an unbelievable weekend of football. And Jambos, if you're watching, steam in, gloat, enjoy it, because this was the league leaders defeating the champions. Miofsky's double helps Rangers to victory against Kelly. Motherwell sink Livy in emphatic fashion. We'll be talking about that. The Dons continue the revival. Kenny will be listening to your every word, Ruffy. Bowie finds his scoring boots for Hibs. We'll get Tam's thoughts on whether he'll be on the plane to America or in a van with us travelling across America. And St Mirren stopped the rot with a win over Dundee United. All to look forward to. And just as a little side issue, we got a lovely Christmas card, as we do on a regular basis every year since we've started, Ruffy. Jan the Staggy, who's a big Ross County fan, she says, please have a Merry Christmas, but can you ask Ruffy to tip County for relegation, because that usually means we go on a run and we steer clear of League Two, which will, in fact, it would be League One
League One,
be
yes.
heading to.
Yeah, I don't really want to see them getting relegated. You know, I think they're a very
tip them
bad
then.
organ. You think
Just
so?
say they're going down.
Eh?
Okay, they're going down.
Right, so there you are.
Started.
We're hoping...
Clip back and I'll send it to Tony Dock tonight.
Yeah, I hope Tony Docherty can get them out of the madness. Anyway, Celtic 1, Hearts 2. I don't know about you, but I think I thought Hearts were clinical.
Yeah, I thought they got the organisation right. I think everybody could see first 15, 20 minutes Celtic were trying to get that goal. They had a couple of chances to get the goal. it never happened. But after that, I think Hearts got their goal at the right time, you know, just before half time, which is always a bonus. After that, they got the second one, even better time, and I thought Celtic just ran out of steam, just ran out of idea. You know, nothing up front of a particular threat, nothing wide that was causing any danger. So at the end of the day, I thought Hearts organised the game particularly well.
I thought, you know, you've got to give credit to not only the players because of their attitude, because you know yourself, Alec, you're looking at a Hearts side that have beaten Rangers in Glasgow. Yeah. You know, they've beaten Celtic.
Beat Celtic twice,
and now they've come to Glasgow again, and that's always their yardstick.
Absolutely, and you have to credit Derek McInnes. I think the last couple of weeks has been tricky for them, but I think he's always remained balanced. I think when you look at the start they had, it's been an incredible start, and then they just had a little wobble. You know, they only lost one, few draws. Celtic have managed to claw back the points, but I think that's a real statement yesterday in terms of belief for the current squad of players at Hearts. You know, you must be going to yourself, we've beat Rangers, we've beat Celtic home and away, and they have the capacity to go on this run that we've seen earlier on in the season. So I think it was a brilliant performance by Derek's team yesterday. I thought if Celtic had got the goal earlier, I said to you earlier on, if Maeda scores that, I think at that particular time, I think Celtic were in a good moment. When they missed that, and then obviously Hearts start to work their way into the game, I think the structure was brilliant. I think they were very resolute. They were conceding, you know, the wider areas and then defending our box brilliantly. And I think Derek McInnes will come away and go, you know, we got that right, because set pieces has always been a big plus point for teams that do well. Defensively, they're excellent at it, and offensively, I think they're top of the charts when it comes to set plays. So they're so crucial. And then people will talk about the Celtic manager's tactics on the day, about so soon after 2 days changing the shape of the team. But ultimately, if they'd have scored that one for Maeda and Engels, I think they would have probably won the game.
Now, and I don't want to talk about Celtic just yet. Alec has been very, very forthright and positive about Derek McInnes. So with that in mind, I think you've got to pay tribute to him, because he looked and obviously done his homework and said, this guy is notorious for a 3-5-2. So he's done his homework and he deserves great credit.
No, he didn't. Alex touched on it there. I just thought that they encouraged Celtic to go wide, and then they defended the crosses into the box all day. You know, Halkett and Finlay were superb, and they defended their box really, really strongly. The keeper made a couple of saves when he had to. I agree, if Celtic had scored that early goal, I thought Celtic first 20-25 minutes were excellent. You know, created 2 or 3 brilliant opportunities. They scored a different game. But as the game goes on, and then Hearts get the first goal, then I just sensed a bit of panic for Celtic. I sensed a bit of panic in the crowd. I'd never heard the Celtic part like that at times, you know, where ball was going out of play, the wingers were losing the ball, and there was a lot of real groaning and moaning. So I've never.
Did you think that relayed onto the pitch then? Because I thought they were quite wasteful in the final third. Yeah. You know, we're getting into really nice pockets.
But Alec, you only have to look at 2 elements of Celtic that are consistent throughout. You would have said it, and you have said it on many an occasion, even playing at 11s or 5s or whatever. I would leave Trusty and Scales on the ball all day long, because you're going to get it back, or they're not going to be able to pick any kind of pass. And that's what Hearts did so well. Leave them on the ball, and then once it gets to middle to front...
Yeah, the press. No, and that's why I say Derek McInnes deserves a lot of credit, because they actually played it well. They dropped into a mid-block, and then it becomes very compact. And if you look at the back line as well, you know, I would say there was maybe about 20 yards between the back line and the strikers who were pressing. So there's nowhere to play in behind, and you have to keep going round and back, and it becomes very laboured. And I always felt Hearts were in control at that particular stage. And as I said, I thought it was really impressive. I know we're going back over old ground here, but I think they've left, you know, that current squad at Celtic is very, very short in certain areas. You look at the number 9 area, they just don't have anyone.
Got a physical presence.
And I look at Maeda yesterday, and obviously when they missed his chances, and it's the first time I've really seen it, because I know he was promised, he felt as if he was going to go in the summer, but it looks to me as if he's a guy that's at the end of the road with Celtic. I got a source of frustration with him. He laid a couple of late ones on.
He should have been booked.
So I look at him and I think to myself, this is a guy that's kind of think to yourself, I really need to kind of maybe work my way out. And January is historically a terrible month to actually recruit, unless you're willing to pay top dollar for guys who are currently playing, or you get somebody in who's not playing, maybe at a Premier League club, you know, they're struggling to game time. and then you get the A guys, they're not fit, Peter.
Yeah.
So it's a really big month, January for Celtic.
There was a wee sniff and a wee suggestion of Everton among a couple of other clubs. I do think he'll get the move. I do think they'll
To a top half Premier League club.
Well, I don't know if it's a top half Premier League club, but his work rate suggests that he could easily, do a job for somebody in that January window on the basis that Premier League clubs look, they can splash 8-10 million, no problem in January. It's buttons to them. And to get him and say, okay, he's a squad player, but he'll work his butt off. I think he's got the right work rate.
I think it would suit Everton. I don't think Everton are great in the forward area in terms of number 9. I think they've got Grealish and they've got decent wingers, but in terms of number 9, Everton are kind of they'll sit in a low block and then they'll go and hit in the counter attack. But
have you phoned Charlie Adam for a price?
Well, he's worth about 350,000 according to Charlie. He's not really doing anything. He hasn't really done anything over the course of his entire career at Celtic. But
I'm not sure Maeda goes to the Premiership. There's the line for you.
He'll go back.
I genuinely don't know. He might go to a different country, but the English Premiership, for his work rate and his pace and things, he lacks technical ability at that level. And you look at, we all thought Kyogo would have went to a decent level. He's playing his trade in the Championship.
And he's poor.
Well, the thing is, when you look him up here, he was turning it up. His movement and things, and his pace in behind. When you go to good levels down the road, everybody you're up against can match that.
Well, it's a good point, and the proof is in the pudding. Yep. We will see. I mean, that's a good insight because you've played there. You know the score. You know the levels. It'll be interesting. But as far as the game overall, one of the things I'll say in defence of Wilfried Nancy, and Alec and I were talking about it beforehand. And this is not, I'm not going to mention broadcasters, written press or anything. I'm not going to have a go at one individual group. I'm just saying that I thought some of the coverage of Wilfried Nancy in his first game was a nonsense. It was embarrassing. It's his first game. I couldn't give it two hoots what he's doing with a tactics board. I like the memes. I like the noise ups from the fans. That's fine. That's fair game. But the whole thing about it, it's a catastrophe. He's one game. He's bloody just in the door. I just didn't get it. I don't get that coverage of it. Some of it was scandalous.
Yeah, I think you've got to give the guy an opportunity. He's been in the door 3 days. I think if you look at Ange Postecoglou, he lost his first league game against Hearts.
Yeah.
And he was into the full summer. So I think you've got to give the guy an opportunity. The tactics board, I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, he's in the door. He doesn't maybe know the players. He's trying to get his message across to the players in game, and I don't see any problem with that. So
I see a problem with him changing the tactics. I can't understand why he did that.
The change of the system. Yeah, he's there to be shot at because if you don't win the game, then you're going to get criticised. But that's obviously how he wants to play. I don't think he's going to change it, Peter. It's a poor start.
You can't change it now, Tom.
If you
start with that, Peter, you can't then change it on
first.
Because then you go, he's binned it already.
I'll tell you what he can change. This is the one thing. There were two things that stuck in my head that I thought, okay, this is an observation.
Trusty?
No. I mean, everybody's talking about the three lefties.
Yes.
But the point that I thought where somebody will say to him, a PR guy will just pull him aside and say, listen, I know your thought process is this, but it doesn't cut it. They will absolutely hammer you if you keep using this line. And after the game, he said, I'm not about losing or winning. I want a good performance. If we do that, good things will come. Well, I'm sorry. Countless Celtic and Rangers managers before. By the way, even if you play crap, just win.
Exactly, yeah. No, and the thing is, I think the quicker you realise that that's the only thing that matters in the west coast of Scotland is first and foremost, that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
And listen, I think I totally understand what he was talking about in terms of the process. And I'll give you an example of that, and I know I'll just digress a little bit. The guy came in at Motherwell in the summer and says, we're playing this way, which was so refreshing, and you're thinking, what's going on here? Because he's popping the ball about and they're getting pressed in their own 6-yard box and things, and he stuck to his guns. So he would have been along the same lines as, this is a process. If we stick to it and we can execute it, then it'll get us very far in this league.
Yes, but let me just contest that with you. Well, he has stuck to his guns for about 80 to 85% of his ethos. But what he has done is he's changed. That's what I think his great credit is. He has changed
more pragmatic
slightly with the keeper, and he said to him, listen, when it's time to launch it.
Yes.
Because that goal at Celtic Park, I think, stung them. And when I went to see them, I've seen them a couple of times after that, the manager has said, yeah, continue, get it out to Watt, get it out to Fadinger, get it out to Eli Just. But there are occasions where he's gone long diagonals because he's mixed it up a bit, and I think that's to his credit, Alec. He has changed it a wee bit, and that's what good managers do.
Yeah, well, they're pragmatic, Peter, because you can't afford to then lose that time after time because you keep saying it's on me. So then, what the opposition will be looking at them at that particular stage as well as we'll go there, but at that stage you go the man for man at the back. So then you can go for a high support and then you're man for man. So if you can turn over there, and it just mixes up it and it gets the opposition thinking about, oh wait a minute, we can't put a full press on because they can go long.
Yeah, I think he's mixed it up, and that's to his credit. But again, I don't want to get away from it, Ruffy. I think Hearts, overall, you look at it, Devlin, Halkett, Finlay, Shanklin. Shanklin held the ball up. He very rarely gave it away. When he was in difficult situations, he was finding the pass.
Yeah, well, they were doing everything Celtic weren't doing. They were playing as a team and organising the midfield and all working for each other. I said it before. I thought the Martin O'Neill results flattered them a wee bit. I don't think Celtic went into that game playing really well. Yeah, winning games.
Poor against Dundee.
They were getting away with results. Martin was getting results, getting wins, and everybody was buying into everything.
Well, hold on a minute.
No,
come on. Listen. The game is about results. He's a manager.
Yeah, but if
the
you
two
look,
boys in the background done their bit. You can't suddenly start to dismantle it. He lost one game against Michelin. What does it do? What does it say on the tin? Win games. And by the way, win games with a team who've been called a Honda Civic.
Yeah, but if you
know what I mean? And Derek McInnes has said the same. He's had people going, the bubble's burst. We've all said, has the bubble burst? Derek McInnes just went, we can have a blip. We're back. We've won in Glasgow again. Shut up.
But they were winning games with the performance, wasn't it, there? What's the word I'm looking for? To say, yeah, it was a great performance. And getting into that game against Hearts proved that they'd been struggling to win games. Yeah, they've been winning them.
There was no guarantee that Martin wins that game.
They weren't getting in.
Guarantee Martin wins that game.
I don't think he plays three at the back.
He probably stayed the same shape that they've been playing.
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing about this particular group have played the same style for a long time. And I think that's the interesting thing with this new manager. He's obviously trying to implement something within a couple of days. And the fact that you're getting Callum McGregor, the optics are going, well, you've got to be here and thing, man. So, again, they're not going to have a lot of time. I think, did I count yesterday? Was it 6 games in 3.5 weeks? 6, 7 games, something like that?
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, there's not much time to kind of implement that on a training ground. Now, you can do it on the old theatre and, I want you to move here and do more tactical stuff in the auditorium. But other than that, you're struggling to get the guys who are playing on a regular basis on the training pitch without all being a recovery. Yeah. And you're trying to get a message across. So it's
Celtic's main strength was the forward areas. The two guys wide. Well, Celtic's strength was when Ange was there, 2 guys wide, get it to them as quick as possible. Jota, Abada, Kuhn. That's not there now. The wide guys are not contributing anything to that team.
There's 2 other things I want to quickly get your thoughts on, guys. And again, I thought the only player pass marks at Celtic was Tierney.
Yeah, probably Tierney. There wasn't a lot of pass marks in terms of the game. Forward areas, Tenekti, poor, really poor. Looks lightweight. Billy shoved off the ball.
What's your thoughts on? Because obviously they're talking about this wing back. Do you think Tenekti and Yang? So what I'm saying, I was talking about this morning. So you've obviously got your 3 robust centre halves, whatever that looks like, and then do you see that going forward? That it's going to be like a Tenekti and
Yang.
And that 4 in the middle, the wide players.
Yeah. Do you think? No, because what I'm saying is, effectively what you have is 2 wingers playing wing back. Is that the way forward for Celtic, or do you go with an Alistair Johnson or a Tierney there and then go with another robust, more balanced?
I think you'll get away with it. I think you'll get away with it against 80% of the teams in the Scottish Premier League because everybody defends. Just sit back against the Hearts, Rangers, Hibs, Aberdeen maybe.
Sometimes a manager can get lucky because the players that become available force them into
a particular shape.
A shape, and you've hit the nail on the head, Alec, because I think you'll go Johnson, Tierney, and then look for somebody as a centre half to try and replace Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's not going to be there. Yes. So he'll then have an option of, okay, I can live with 2 lefties in Vickers. You know what I mean? But I think they'll do that because, quite simply, the other thing about it is, and I think we've paid Hearts great tribute, and they will strengthen, I think, in the window. But Ruffy, I think the Self-Preservation Board, which is of course Celtic's board, will back him in the January transfer window early, because if they don't and it goes pear-shaped, the boy Tisdale will be out the door, because Wilfried Nancy was his favourite, and also the signing policy that's came a cropper for them, not just this season, for numerous seasons. I think they'll back him early because they realise they're right behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, but as Alex already touched on it, it's a difficult time to get the right person in at the right time, you know, and also you have to move people out the door, and I'm sure a lot of them will be on handsome salaries, particularly the new ones that have come in, and some of them haven't been getting a game. So it remains to be seen what he taps into. I mean, and Alex being with a manager, and you don't know where's he going to tap into. Is he going to tap into America? Is he going to tap into the Championship? Where is he thinking? Where is his market? Because we saw like Russell Martin's market was the Championship. So the anticipation of
he'll go to the MLS.
Yeah, well, I mean there are a few people come into England and done particularly well. So I mean, Ange tapped into Japan and it worked. You know, because there was an unknown quantity come in, nobody knew what they were like.
You go for 2 or 3 that you think
it's going to improve it.
Go to the trenches with me.
Well, that would be fascinating because, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of the MLS, but I don't. The times I have seen it, I've thought, I'm not overly blown away with the actual level. But that's not to say that there could be the odd nugget there. But the thing
Our
is,
level's not great, Alec.
No, and I know that, Peter. But you still got to get it better than the players that you currently have.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to individualise anyone because that's not fair. But they've obviously brought 1 or 2 in, and you think they obviously thought that they were going to be going forward. You paid a lot of money for some of these guys, and you think, right, okay, we need to go and get better. But so much is that going to cost you? Yeah. And I know there's money, Peter. But as I said to you, anyone that's playing currently is going to be top dollar because no one wants to sell the players that are doing well. And then you've got the other guys who are currently not playing, who are not fit, they're not up to match speed. So I hate the January. I hate it. There's very few that come in and really hit the ground running.
Yeah, you talk a lot of sense. This is a board with a whole group of supporters who quite simply want rid of them. So they're going to have to do something.
I think Celtic will spend big. I think Celtic will spend big money in January. I do. I think that they have to.
What's big then, Tam? 10,
15, 20 million. I think they'll spend big in January. They have to, Peter, because they've been absolutely slaughtered for pillar to post for the summer window. You know, and Dermot Desmond's come out with that statement saying Brendan Rodgers was backed. Every penny that we brought in, we've spent, and a lot of that was ridiculed. So I think in this window, Celtic will spend big money because I think they have to, because it's no guarantee they're going to go win the league with this squad.
Who's identifying these 10, 12?
Well, it's obviously Paul Tisdale. He's the
evidence of what he's done already.
What options have they got? They haven't got any options. I'll tell you another good thing though. I can't wait to see what Hearts do.
Sorry. Just see, give me just back up tracks. I've got an interesting question. So obviously Celtic have a particular way of working, and then Tisdale or their recruitment department will identify someone. Does the manager get a say in, I want Tam McManus, Alec Ray and Ruffy for MLS, and you have not really got a say in this?
I think short term.
You know what I'm talking about, Peter?
Yeah, because that's the Ange Postecoglou situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Eddie Howe, they'd blown it and made a back end of it. They were under pressure. So they brought a man in who was able to say to them, I'll come,
X, Y and Z.
but I want this, this and this. And I also want them in the January window early. So he was in that position. I don't know the dynamic of Wilfried Nancy and whether he's got the ability
or the clout,
or a bit of spine to say, listen, I want these 3 in, I want them in quick, I need a centre-half, I need this, but I definitely need 2 strikers. But I don't know if he's got that. But the one thing that's good about it all, and this is why, because we're watching a poor league, but there's great excitement in it, I can't wait to see what Hearts do. Because they must sniff, Tam. This is a great chance.
They must, and their recruitment's been outstanding. Their recruitment's been the best in the league. That's why they're top of the league. You know, they've not got the budget of Celtic or Rangers, but they've invested wisely. Jamestown Analytics is working perfectly so far. You know, they're identifying players from all over the place that's coming in and doing well. So I'm sure they'll be feeding the numbers and the data into the Jamestown Analytics for January and hoping to go and strengthen again, because you're right, Hearts will never get a better chance in this season to win the league.
Still got the boy they paid a lot of money for as well to come back here.
Yeah,
yes.
And I think they've got another player coming in January, a pre-contract.
He is. He's
the
coming.
white player.
He's a winger.
Yep.
I'm not even going to try and
his name, aye.
Chernikov or something like that. forgive me, Hearts fans, I haven't got the exact name, but I will get it shortly. Celtic's next 5 games in the league: St Mirren, Dundee United, Aberdeen, Livingston and Motherwell before they'll get Rangers, and they also have a game in hand. So, listen, everything's in perspective. Hearts' next 5: Falkirk, Rangers, Hibs, Livingston and Dundee. It ain't an easy 3 games coming up for them, Ruffy.
No, but you'd rather go into the games in the back of what happened at the weekend. The place would be absolutely buzzing if you went into their training ground the day. It'd be through the roof. Yeah. You know, and it's the best place to be. It doesn't care who it is the next week you're taking. We'll take them. You know, we've already done the big one. So who is it? And let's move on. And they're as high as a kite.
Miofsky. Week in, week out, we are looking and saying, this guy's not got it, this guy's not got it. Boy, he took his goals well against Kilmarnock for Rangers.
Yeah, he did do it, and I thought the first one, obviously Tam's a striker, I thought the first one was brilliant because you don't really have a lot of time, and he's actually just kind of toe poked that through his legs, and I think that was undoes the keeper. And then obviously the second one,
he waits the defender.
I have to be honest with you. The defenders, he's away doing whatever the street is parallel because he sells himself. He just goes too far, allows him to roll back inside, and then he's trying to recover and he fires it through his legs. And I think he only tries that because he's already scored one, because he's got on the front foot. He's got a wee bit of a boost about him. But so I think it was a couple of really important goals for Miofsky because, again, the recruitment at Rangers hasn't been great, and as a striker, you know, you want to get up and running. You know, I think that's his 5th, if you include his international goal this year so far. So 4 for Rangers, 1 for, how do you pronounce it?
North Macedonia.
No.
Macadamia.
Yeah. So you know, as a striker, you want to try and score goals and go on a wee run now.
You've got to give him credit though. You said the recruitment's not been great, and we all agree with you. 6 points behind Celtic.
No, and that's a remarkable thing. And yeah, I still kind of get the fear, Peter. I watched the game on Saturday night and I think anybody watching Rangers, particularly with the back line that currently, is if you get time and space to get your head up, you're just dropping balls in behind. And if you've got a willing runner, they're passing up opportunities time after time. You know, you look at the midweek with Dundee United, they're on the halfway line and they just get done. It's a simple ball down the line.
I was up there. I mean, they carved them open.
Yeah,
at will.
At will. And then obviously the wee boy Anderson at the weekend, just like, and it's, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's not as if it's like top drawer movement. It's just a case of I'm dropping the shoulder and then running down into channels. And I think Big Butland put a couple of decent saves in over the piece. But I think if you talk about being pragmatic, we've seen Danny Rowe. He's went to a 3, he's went to a 4, he's mixed it up, he's changed personnel and injuries, so forth. The actual domestic form out with a couple of draws has been pretty impressive, considering what they were carving up prior to him getting there. So again, he will be looking at January and saying, what can we do? And again, as Ruffy rightly says, it is the hardest part of football, is trying to ship people out who are not really featuring or they're not turning it up and you want to get them out the door. It's the hardest part, and that will be the biggest. But again, it's like Danny Rowe would also had that conversation. What can we do in January?
Yeah.
Because he would have looked at the squad and went, it's just not good enough.
He's in a great position to say, come on, back me here. Because he has basically tried to drag every ounce of energy and what skill they have out of them. Because this is a team of failures. These players, this is not a
underachieving, yeah.
Totally. This is a team that's got managers to sack. They're all, the back line needs 4. If I was a manager there, I'd be going, get me 4 defenders. That's the first thing.
But the thing, so see the 4 centre halves they currently have. You've got the 2 at the weekend. Giga, Fernandes, Big John Souttar will be back at the end of this month or middle of this month, and then you've obviously got Cornelius to come back in. So you can't just go an extra 2 centre halves because.
No, I get
you know what I mean.
No, you're right, but you can't do that. But you should, because they're murder.
I think the good thing about it is the owners there now. Have you noticed that? The owners
seems to be more hands-on.
The owners of the game now, there's January coming up here, and I want to see him for myself. He's going to come with me with a sheet, but I want to see for myself when he gives me that sheet. Yeah. And I think he'll have a wee bit of footballing brain, the owner.
Need a left back as well.
Yeah, and he'll be able to say, well, I've seen it with my own eyes, haven't been away in America, so yeah, I can see where you're coming from. So
what's your spending, Tom? What's the spending, Rangers? You're the man for the spend.
You've turned into Charlie Adam. How much are they?
6 to 10.
Do you think actually we'll get 6 million?
6 to 10 million, I think they'll spend.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll get for asking?
Well, it's interesting, sorry, because over the last few weeks I haven't gone his 18 months, but it transpires he's got an extra year.
Is that a club option?
I honestly don't know.
Does that get them more money by punting out the door?
Well, the thing is, if you've got more time on it, but I have to say the one midfield. I know we're obviously moving on to a different topic there, but the one standout for Rangers is wee Conor Barron's been brilliant recently.
Yeah.
His energy levels, and one of the things that's been evident for me is he's actually taking free kicks, corners and things, and that I'd never seen, been allowed to do that when I was there. But he seems to have been.
A lot of the time, Alec and Ruffy, Tam, we forget that managers' other role is to make players better. You go to Rangers, more often than not, Rangers or Celtic, you're thinking you've got 75 to 80% of the potential. And then there's that gradual bit. You say, well, I'm going to make him a better player again because it's a stepping stone to the Premier League.
Absolutely.
But fair play to him. He's come in. Sometimes we've all looked at Conor Barron and thought, oh, too small, doesn't grab the game, doesn't do things. But he's getting better. He
is getting better. I think that's the confidence that the manager's showing in him. He's playing him. He's getting game time. He's playing well. I think the fans are behind him. They've seen him giving everything. I think, listen, Celtic, Rangers supporters, any supporters in Scotland, if you're giving everything, if you're giving 100%, you're flying into tackles, you're putting yourself about, the fans will get behind you.
Yeah.
It's that sort of league. So I think his quality's been better as well. So I think he has been a real bright spark for Rangers.
I think the good thing about it is he's been able to handle putting on that Rangers jersey. There's no easy feat coming for Dundee, and then all of a sudden you're flung in there. You're
Aberdeen.
Oh,
sorry, and you're playing in front of 50,000 people. You're playing against a lot of guys you've idolised,
pressure.
and then you've got to go in there and do it. And you only get better by keep playing, and getting the pats in the back and going, you were the star man today, all that, and they'll get better.
Yeah, the other thing, which is a great pub argument, is things that happened in the game.
Yes.
I'm slightly at a loss when people are discussing an incident in a game and saying, well, the ball was never going to get to him anyway. I'm looking at the tug from Diamandi on Bruce Anderson.
Oh man. Listen, let's not go down with the ball was reaching him there, because I think for me that's irrelevant. I think when he goes to run past Diamandi and he pulls him back, it's outside the box, but it carries on into the box, and for my money, that's a penalty.
Similar to Cherney one, wasn't it? In the semi-finals, semi-finals, similar, just
very similar.
Tug, but it continues into the box, and if it continues into the box, it's in the box.
Yeah. The only slightly different thing about Cherney is he had the ball at that particular time, but you cannot. Do you imagine that was the rule of thumb, if you like? That the ball's going down the right-hand side, and I'm just waltzing past you in the box, and we're dragging people all over the place, and you're thinking, I can't believe that's not referred to VAR.
You would have had a field day if that was a rule.
Well, do you know but Peter, do you know, in my day, because there was no VAR, you would have dragged somebody back, they gave him a tug back.
Yes, absolutely.
But we don't have the benefit of 8 cameras at every ground. And this is the point I'm trying to make. For them not to refer that to VAR was ridiculous.
Would you have sent Jack Butland off?
Yeah, I think so. I thought he wiped him. I thought he wiped him.
Yeah.
I think if that had been a tackle with 2 outfield players, I think you would have looked at
Was there a
it.
saving grace of the player covering?
No, not for me. No, he's wiped him.
Yeah,
He's wiped him, and I don't think he got a touch yet either. I think I just thought he wiped him.
Anderson touches it onto him.
Yeah, I still think.
I don't think
right through him.
I don't think it's a red card.
No, I don't either.
No.
I thought it was a foul.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought it's a great tackle. It was like 50-50, but then if you slow it down, Anderson gets the ball first, nicks it, Butland gets none of the ball, and it hits off him. It's a foul, but I think Tavernier's on the cover, so I think that saves him for a red card.
You know,
even the nature of, and by the way, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Even the nature of the way he takes him out.
the force.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was dangerous.
Force.
Yeah.
It wasn't high. He just came out slide in it. It's a 50-50 challenge. No for me.
But that's
It's unusual.
I don't think it's a red card.
The keeper's union.
No, but I just thought it was reckless.
If Tavernier wasn't there,
lungy
then
studs,
yes.
studs were up.
Peter, is reckless not a yellow card?
Aye.
Well, let me go reckless and dangerous.
Serious foul play. Oh yeah, he's used all the buzzwords.
Well, listen, I mean that's the joy. Should Rangers have had a fourth?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but I have to be. We'll see, the thing is, I thought there was a foul in the Rangers half when he initially wins the ball off the centre forward. He just barges him out of the way.
Yeah.
And then obviously, but they come in and get together when he tries to check his run. So I think they could probably feel aggrieved that they get that far. But if there was a foul, I thought it was back in their own half.
I just don't like it, Peter, because it's a lovely wee finish. It's a great play for the boy.
Yeah.
He goes in, dinks the goalie, and I don't think it's just he runs across him. There's no contact. He just goes down, and I just think at times we're looking to chop goals off. We're looking to sap joy out of the game in Scotland.
I think
Just give him the goal. There's nothing in a tackle.
I think the other thing about it, which we've said consistently, is that I think VAR, and I think a number of pundits have said this, VAR is working out ways to try and stop a goal.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we need to look at that. We need to reassess consistently.
The ref didn't give it, Peter, at the time.
I'd say two things need to change in the game, which would change the whole thing dramatically. Stop the clock. I've been at that, Ruffy, since you and I ever got together. Stop the clock, stops people cheating. Second one is embrace Arsene Wenger's offside situation. If there is clear daylight between an attacker and a defender, then he's offside. If his arm is playing him on, let the attacker score the goal that entertains the fans. It's an entertainment, you know. But the other thing here is, we're in a situation where I think more often than not, they're looking, then they're slowing it down, then they're frame by frame, then they're in the ear of the ref. Yeah,
I have to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of referees in Scotland are waiting for VAR to bail them out, and they don't actually give the on-field decision because they're scared to make the decision in case it's wrong, because if it's replayed. So I think they're actually waiting for VAR to intervene as opposed to give on-field decisions.
Just one little footnote, and it'd be wrong of me not to mention it. We've complimented Conor Barron. Conor Barron, for me, like Devlin at Hearts, really have embraced, that Devlin was good, nippy, noise up, rats about, picks fouls, picks fights, but McInnes has got something better out of him this year, and he looks a good footballer as well.
Yeah, I think when I first seen him playing, I just thought he's a bit of a rat, he's a bit of a dog, gets about, gets into people, no great in the ball, no great technically. But I think this season he's going and getting it off the back too. He's starting attacks. He's been tidy on the ball. He's still getting about people. But I think technically he looks better this season. I don't know.
What does he turn? Do you know?
I think he's mid-20s.
There's more development. That's the first thing you think about.
I think the Hearts are trying to get him tied down on a. I think he's maybe 26, 27, maybe 25. I don't know. I don't think he's any older than that. But I just think that the different role that Derek McInnes and the confidence that Derek McInnes has spoke really highly of him all season. And I think you're seeing that so far, but I think Hearts are trying to get him tied down in a new contract. There was rumours of going to Rangers, I think, at the start of the season. So I'm not sure if he'll stay there. 27, a good age. So yeah, I think he's been excellent for Hearts this season.
Okay, Rangers' next 5 games: Hibs, Hearts, Motherwell, St Mirren, Celtic.
Yeah, well, obviously, what is it? Hibs,
Ibrox,
then Hearts away, so really tricky ties, and they will be the acid test as well. I think a lot of the games that Danny Rowe has actually took part in, is games you think Rangers should be beating them anyway, out with the Hibs away. So a couple of hard games coming up, Peter, but again, I'll be looking to try and get 1 or 2 back. I still think they're a wee bit thin in the ground. I have to say, yesterday as well, Saturday, I thought the introduction of Mikey Moore, he looks a good player.
Yeah.
I just love the way he goes past people.
You think you're starting to see the best of him?
I think the early exchanges when he was playing with Russell Martin, I think he was on the wing and he wasn't there, but it seemed he goes central and he drops his shoulder and drives past people. By the way, I've got to remember.
Do you think he's underestimated the league initially? I think he's come up, it's going to be easy.
But see, the thing is, Tam, it's not for the faint-hearted. People come up here and go in the Premier League and things, and then all of a sudden you've got guys that are kind of well versed. They lay a bit on you. It's very competitive, physical, and it's 100 mile an hour. So this boy's adapted, but even if you think go back to the final against Celtic, I thought we come in, he's driving past.
Yeah.
I can see real talent in this boy, and I'm hopeful over the next couple of months we get to see the best of him, because I don't think he'll be here next season.
Yeah, well, listen, you'll have to look at the boy who was at Rangers. Didn't quite set the head on fire, but at Man United he's the starter non-stop now.
Diallo.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. And the thing is, sometimes it is timing. Sometimes you come up here, but obviously Diallo played in an Old Firm game and get posted missing, and then Ed did come out and things. And again, the physical element probably didn't suit him. But you see when you see him now, Peter, he's ghosting past people.
Exactly. Dundee won, Aberdeen 3, the Dandy Dons, the revival continues. You've got to give them it. Unbeaten in 8, 4 wins.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that, you know, in terms of the AEK Athens game, I know.
He's just too wanted him sacked.
Jimmy Tilly out.
Did Jimmy T-shirt, Jimmy Cotton?
Listen,
It was.
we're in the knee-jerk reaction table here.
Yeah, I've got you.
You only deal with what you're seeing.
No.
By the way,
All right.
We've got to take it in the chin.
Pierre, I think when you see the run that Aberdeen are on now and the performances they're putting in, I think we were right to be critical of them early in the season. They weren't producing it, Peter, and the squad they've got should be top 4 or 5 in the money they've spent. So great to see them on a run.
Do you not think the more pertinent thing here is before that window closed, I've said it continually, the board backed him. Stuart Armstrong is now talking about trying to get into the World Cup squad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The boy
Kevin
Lazatic is scoring. Nisbet scored a peach. I mean, the goal with the outside of the boots.
Listen, Aberdeen have got an unbelievably talented squad. They've got international players in their team, and they were underachieving massively early in the season, losing away 6-0 to AEK Athens, a horrendous result. So
They're playing well now. They look a bit more resilient now to me. They're not conceding a lot, but they also look a threat.
I think they went to a back 5. I think I think
helped
after the 6-0, I think they went a wee bit more solid. And as I said, they've got guys up there, Nisbet, who can get a goal in them. You know, Lazatic scored at the weekend. So, yeah, I think they've definitely found their scoring boots.
Bob has said Peter is gutted. Jimmy Tilleen has re-energised Aberdeen. I'm asking. I ask lots. I've got lots of Aberdeen mates. And I say to them, what do you make of it?
He was under pressure after that Athens game. He was.
Not convinced with him, you know. It's like great run at the start, then they get found out, then it's misery. You know, a cup win, brilliant, one game on a penalty shootout, and then you start the season murder. And you've got, it's not me, it's Aberdeen fans going,
here we go.
Oh no, here we go again, by the way, this guy can't work it out. But the thing about it is, and this is, you've seen this before as well, sometimes a manager gets lucky, and because a board say, here's a really good midfielder who played for Scotland regularly. There you are. There's the boy Lazatic, Nisbet. He can score goals, and Carlson, as he said, these are international players. And sooner or later, you think to yourself, you know what?
Got to turn the corner.
I'll draft them in.
Do you know one thing at that particular time, having seen Aberdeen, I watched one of the games at that particular. They lost the game, and I thought this is not a team that have down tools on this manager. Because they were showing signs, they were chatting, and I just got the impression that you rightly said that they were going to turn the corner. Now they could go on a bad run again, but they look to be in a good place.
Do you think there's a place for Stuart Armstrong? Could he force his way into that World Cup squad?
No, don't think so.
No, he's had his time.
Yeah, oh well.
Should have kicked.
Don't forget, Ruffy's got his own Twitter account.
Should have kicked the ball at the park against England.
You need to let that go. You need to let that go. I cannot believe you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cost us a game. We were there trackside. We were trackside. Hey, we were track.
Seen you, you were like,
no, we were right behind.
Yeah. See the photograph.
And he's shouting, "No, don't." It's a nightmare.
Well, listen. I mean, you're talking about that. The only thing that was going through my head was Craig Gordon. Please cement Harry Kane. Don't even let it get to him. You can get sent off. We don't care about that. Just cement Harry Kane and don't let him get the goal, you know.
Whatever happened to Harry anyway? He's struggling now.
He's gone. He's gone. He's turned into some kind of creator and goal scorer. It'll never work. Just out of curiosity, Dundee.
Well, I missed Elvis's interview after the game, so I'm presuming he said he liked a lot of what he saw the day.
Yeah, you've been hyper-critical.
In fact, at 2-1, I thought they were going to get something out of that game.
Yeah, I thought Aberdeen were excellent in the first half. I think he could have been 2 or 3 up. Yeah. It's just going to be, the bottom 3 is the bottom 3, Peter, and it's going to be 2 of the 3. Kilmarnock, Dundee, Livingston. There's nobody else going to get sucked in or anything like that. That's your bottom 3, and that's your straight dog fight.
You see, the thing is, when you look at Dundee's form, it's like they have a poor run for a period, and then they pluck a result out somewhere.
Usually against Celtic or Rangers.
So yeah, and the thing is, it's a tough old gig. I've been listening to some of the kind of comments for the stand. It's a difficult environment. I'm
going to stick my neck out here, Ruffy, and I'm going to say that Livingston Dundee is coming up.
Yep.
Livingston have got home advantage on it, but if Dundee were to win it, Livingston's games, I've got Dundee, St Mirren, Celtic, and then Dundee United. I'm looking at that run and I'm thinking to myself, sadly for me, Davy Martin, and then I've got Hearts. Davy Martindale eventually in the next month could see himself cut off, and we'll only be looking at Dundee and Kilmarnock as the choice.
I think if I'm right, it's something like 14 games since he last won a game.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of difficult run for Davy at the moment, and he'll be looking at games like Dundee to go, that's the one that's going to turn it around, because otherwise it becomes difficult.
The thing that's different for Davy, now Davy was always positive, wasn't he? You can see now it's getting him. You can see, it's beginning to affect him. Not only that, but the players. But I mean, he's got the mentality to get the players back on board. But they've got to start winning games. But they're at a stage now where they don't look as if
You need to find a goal scorer, Peter. Or they're going down.
Yeah, the boy.
They're struggling to score goals.
Stevie Mayer,
Muirhead, guys like that. They need a Bruce Anderson or a Simon Murray. I think they might be the difference between going down and maybe playoff. I think those guys can get you 10 goals.
I think the next 4 games, we'll look at them. They'll be. I think if they start to get cut off, which there's a real danger, I think they will be. I think Dundee and Kilmarnock. I didn't expect them to beat Motherwell. Motherwell are the best footballing side in the country. And by the way, Alec, what about Watt's goal?
Oh, tremendous. It's tremendous. Actually, I've been impressed with a couple. Is it Boy Just as well? I just like the way they play football, and they've got these younger boys as well, which is great for a club like Motherwell, because they're obviously sellable assets, and I just like what I'm actually seeing at Motherwell, and I think it's so refreshing that a guy's willing to play that style of football, because Scotland's no really,
Yeah. Do you know who I think deserves credit as well? Stephen O'Donnell. Because he wasn't in his plans, and he just sat there, dug in, man of the match at the weekend. I think on the right hand side, left side with Katrimbas there, I think Stephen O'Donnell's done well.
I think the difference between Motherwell and now is beginning to rotate, beginning to throw players on. They never had that before.
They made 5 against Hibs and beat Hibs. It's just chopping and changing. He's actually just going game to game. He's thinking about
you know why that is? But boys, that's the process. He's talking about the process. But we play a particular style, and if I'm taking Tam out and I'm putting Peter in, you know exactly what you're doing, your principles, and then if you've got that throughout the whole
competition for place is incredible. Then
the great thing about it is, Tam, I see if you're bringing somebody in and you can make 7 changes and nothing changes with the style, it's just seamless. Then you can actually work on that, and they're third now in the league, and it's paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the other guy that we actually ran into at the PFA a couple of years ago, Charles Regan Cook, he was sitting at the table behind us. Not that you remember, because you were plastered by that time.
Nice. Must be a freebie then.
It was actually. I'd footed his bill, which is why.
The usual, yes.
But Charles Regan Cook has been allowed a kind of a wee bit of a free rein, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He looked good. He was unselfish with a goal.
Well, he's another one. They left him out for 2 or 3 weeks, and he's come back in knowing that he's got to improve and he's got to impress the manager, and that's what he's doing. So as long as they're all quite happy that they're all going to get a shot, then it's a bonus.
Your man Martin Boyle scored a penalty, and then I think he started to lose his head a wee bit, because he came into the press conference and said, Josh Mulligan's showing a wee bit of the John McGinn about him. Calm your
Josh
jets.
Mulligan was outstanding at the weekend.
Is he a
honestly.
John McGinn?
Yes, possibly by next John McGinn. Honestly, I think he's an outstanding young player. Yeah, you can play him anyway. Play middle of the park, play him right wing back. His engine is unbelievable. Up and down the park, tackles in. Final third, he can go and create. I think he's a wonderful player. Yeah. Wonderful young player for Hibs. I think it's been a brilliant signing for Hibs, and I think they'll get big money. He keeps playing the way he's playing, Peter. He'll be on the plane to the USA as well. He'll get in the Scotland squad. He's outstanding for Hibs.
I'll be honest with you, when he was at Dundee, when he was at Dundee, I threw it into the recruitment department, because obviously you're looking for that type of kind of profile, can run, can play, can tackle, can drive you forward, and I think they've missed a trick there, Rangers. Yeah. And obviously Hibs are benefiting for it. I actually like the boy. I think he's got a lot of good action, and he's still early 20s.
Does he get a chance to go to the World Cup?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Possibly
as a right wing back.
Yeah, possibly. No, the reason why and I don't want to disparaging to people in that position, but if he continues to do what he's doing, and he can also fit in the middle of the park, he can also play as wing back if he wants to go to a back 5. Possibly, yeah.
For me, Ruffy, Bowie's definitely on the plane. I would take Bowie, because I think every time I see him, I like the way he rolls people. He's physical. Good goal at the weekend. Then
Mobile, we can run him behind.
he's also in the box.
Well, we've got
He's in the 6-yard box. That's where you want strikers.
We've got to see what he can do at another level. There's got to be friendlies and stop messing about. If he is the guy that's going to be there, you've got to throw him. You've got to let him play against teams, and let's see what he can do.
We'll look at March. Is that right? Obviously, you've got a couple.
Well, there'll be games. There'll be some games, but
March is the double
take
header. Depending on how it goes in the next few months, Peter, there's a possibility.
Early, Peter.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, I think if he keeps
How many goals you got, Tam? Double figures?
Not yet, no. He's only
8,
got
10,
5 or 6 in the league.
Is that all?
He's
But see, the thing is, you're saying the league, but see if you're scoring, I don't know, 4 in the League Cup and then the second. If you're running about 18, 19 over the course of a season, then potentially. It depends on the profile, because you've obviously got a host of players that are obviously up there at the moment. So
I think he can run him behind. I think
Shea Adams can
the
run
4
in
strikers
behind.
for me, you've got Shea Adams, Lyndon Dykes, Kieran Bowie, George Hurst. I would have
he's in the
Shankland in there.
squad.
I would have Shankland.
So would I.
So
I think
I
Shanks
think if
would
you're
be
looking
for
for
goals.
somebody who's going to run in behind, if you're under the caution, you can stick it in behind to run.
7.
7
goals.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, we're not even at the halfway stage. Just goes.
who against?
Hey?
Who against?
He scored 2 against Dundee, 1 against Partizan, 1 against Dundee United, 1 against Dundee, and 2 against Falkirk.
So it's just Dundee teams.
So you're not taking them then. He's not going. Yeah. Okay.
Those are the 2 players at Hibs for me that can force a way in.
Yeah, absolutely. St Mirren 2, Dundee United 0. They've managed to stop the rot. And, you know, Shamal George come up with 2 big saves as well in the game.
Yeah, 2 great goals. McMenamin, great header at the back post. St Mirren, you were starting to get a wee bit worried about them. They were starting to drift towards the bottom 3. That was a big result. Dundee United are in free fall at the minute. I think they've got 3 points at the last 6 games. So they're really struggling at the minute to pick up results.
1 win in 10.
Yeah. And as I said, I don't think see them getting any ball at the bottom, but I think they're underachieving a wee bit as well. But great result for St Mirren. I think they've deserved it. Their performances the last couple of weeks, they've not got what they should have got, but they certainly got it at the weekend. And as I said, it gets them in good fettle with the cup final coming up.
I'll read out a couple of messages there. Jambo says Adams, Dykes, Shanks, and Bowie.
That's the 4 I would take.
So he's
Currently, there's a long way to go.
Bob says Mulligan's a terrific player. So there you are. Like to get as many people's opinions on this, but St Mirren got the win against Dundee United, and something has to happen. Jim Goodwin never shirks it. He's just said, listen, we're not good enough, and the fans are giving us pelters, so you better get used to it.
Yeah, but listen, I think it was what I like about Jim is he actually calls it as it is. He doesn't try to sugarcoat it, and I think he says, listen, he says we deserve the criticism that's coming our way. I think that was a quote or along the lines. Yeah. So he's mindful of what they're doing currently and what they need to do to improve that. So over the next couple of weeks, because they've obviously got some decent players at United as well, and because he created a few chances at the weekend.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought that game could have went either way.
But this is the thing, is it's like, but when you're on that kind of run, it's so important to just, even if it's a scruffy one, just to break that kind of cycle.
Okay, this week, should we be getting too upset about, Ferencvaros, Strasbourg and Roma? Is it just a case, Ruffy, of, let's see if we can get some points for the coefficient?
Yeah, I think every club should be looking at it to enhance the rest of the season. If you get a good win against a European side, you can build it onto your games that are coming up.
Yeah.
Don't see it with Aberdeen. I think Strasbourg are top 3 or 4 in France. They're one of the favourites to win that competition, the Conference League. So
Roma?
Tough one. I wouldn't fancy Celtic in that game either. But listen, I think Celtic need another win. I think they've got Utrecht at home. I think the last game. I think they've got Bologna away after this, and then they've got Utrecht at home. I think Utrecht at home is the one. Maybe get you the victory, but Roma at home will be tough. And who've Rangers got? Ferencvaros. Again, it'd be good for momentum, but Rangers are not going to qualify anyway.
Yeah.
So
You've been taking happy pills at the weekend.
Yeah.
Just cheery.
Yeah, bubbly today, you're right, aye?
Very good mood you. Now that you suggested a 20-hour drive across America. Now, just before we go, Ruffy, Mo Salah.
I know.
He's been thrown under the
disgrace.
bus. Where do we go with this?
It's the manager's decision, isn't it? Where he goes, you've seen a lot of managers putting your arm around big stars like that, but it remains to see. It's one to watch, I think. Did I see he would put him into training with the reserves? Did I see that?
No, I think he's away over for the European game, but whether he actually is even considered. The other thing about it with Salah is I can't work out the timing of it, you know, why he would do that. But the second thing is, apart from anything else, no, and I think the general consensus, no individual's bigger than the club. But if he sits tight and shuts his mouth in the next couple of weeks, the manager might not be there.
Yeah, I just thought the timing of it all, Peter, and listen, he hasn't hit the heights this year.
Poor this season, man.
And see, the thing is, when you look at his actual stats and the way he's performed over the time at Liverpool, he's been a standout player. But see, if it's not falling your way, you can't then come out and throw your toys out the pram.
Yeah.
And it seems that way, but it's so disrespectful to everyone else. And you know, do you know the one thing I hate about modern day stars? They're so selfish. It's like, it's all about me. How dare you throw me under the bus? I'm saying, wait a minute, mate, you've done nothing this season.
Yeah.
And do you not think every other player's suffering at the time as well? There will be other players that are underperforming at the club as well. But it just didn't sit right with me at all. And as I said, I think the guy's been a revelation since he went to Liverpool. But this season, and the one thing I do know is it catches up with you, and he does not have the same kind of industry and pace that he once had.
Yeah. Okay. It's all about opinions. But Jambo says I don't think he's been included in the European squad, so he's not on the plane. So he's going to sit there and play with the reserves. So it's a big call for them. Will he end up in Saudi Arabia?
Well, the thing is as well, that's always an option for someone of his stature. And see, to be honest with you, see the way they were Liverpool and the money they spent, was it 400 odd million? You might just recoup a little bit of that for the Saudis. So that might well be a nice little ploy. They might be happy that he's actually come out and said that so they can ship him out in January.
Yeah, okay. Listen, we've managed to pack so much into the programme. It's absolutely great that Alec, Ruffy and Tam, Tam's not been as cheery as he usually is.
Put Sean's phone number in it, we get the van.
Get the van for...
Yeah, absolutely. Sean at Cameron Commercial Vehicles is going to be getting a call from us, not just for the van, but to convert the van with 3 beds in the back. Because 20 hours is a long, long time, Sean. If you could really step up to the plate, that would be absolutely magnificent. I know his sidekick, Paul, will be looking and thinking, right, get the joiners in.
With the bunk beds.
Yeah, that would be... It's planes, trains and automobiles, Ruffy, isn't it? That would be... Hey, that's no pillow.
You could hire a sleeper bus and all. I used to get when I played in America, you could get a sleepers bus.
Did you play in America?
Aye, you can get a sleepers bus.
The catch.
So if it was an 8 or 10 hour drive, we would just get a sleeper bus and it would have beds and all that in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go to the game.
Well, we all sleep at the same time. Somebody drive it.
Yeah, I'll drive. Anyway, we've got to get the digs. That's the most important.
Right.
American people in
I'm
Boston.
not confident I haven't gone to somebody's house.
I know.
Somebody's house.
Right, John Murphy, I'm going to phone you tonight, big man. Get us a house.
We need digs in Boston, and then we need something in Miami to come up trumps for us. It's if you'll pardon the pun. So, fingers crossed, USA, here we come. But let's not forget, thanks to Gio Thompson, if you go onto the Facebook page right now, it'll pin up there. You can get a chance to win that fabulous painting. We'll be announcing the winner at the end of the month on the 31st of December. And there's some fantastic prizes we're going to give you in the prize draw, so well worth that. Thank you to Maggie's, who are our charity sponsor. We'll be making donations to them over the course of the season. Thanks to Ruffy, thanks to Alec, and thanks to Tam. From myself, Peter Martin, thank you for listening and watching.